Hi, I'm Rob Cosman. Welcome to my shop here in Grand Bay, New Brunswick, Canada. We're going to fix a wobbly chair. Now, if you live in a house with furniture, you're sooner or later going to come across a wobbly chair. This one's 41 years old. I'm going to see if I can get it another 40 years. Stay with me. But this one's at a stage where it's just wiggly. The top part is okay. The bottom section isn't. So we got to figure out what was wrong and how to get it apart first. Fixing it won't be nearly as problematic as the actual getting it apart without destroying more of it. There's glue holding it together, and they usually include a metal fastener. So you can see there's a screw reinforcing all of these. And the idea is that if you can use the metal fasteners to prevent the glue joint from breaking, then it lasts a long time. But once the metal fasteners lose their usefulness, and then you rely just on the glue, and that breaks, then it's just a matter of cascading failure until somebody sits on it and it lets go. You don't want that to happen. So I'm looking around at this. There's a screw in each one of the legs, and I looked at them, and I think they're all, they all move. So it won't be hard to get that apart. That's a simple process. The joints up on the top, or these pieces, that's into a hole in the leg. There's a nail in there which would be very hard to get at without destroying. There's also one here, and all of these joints. So they glued it, clamped it, put a nail in to help hold it, but obviously it said let go. So I got all the screws out. Now it's a matter of tapping out the bottom, but I got to take a close look at this top section and see if I can pull it apart. I can't see a way of getting that nail out without actually extracting the nail. So what I'm going to try to do is pull this apart, and that'll end up pulling through the end of this spindle, which with any luck won't do too much damage. Sometimes you can use a clamp actually to pull those apart, just a steady force. I wonder if I can actually tap this out. Yeah. Well, if we can get one free, we can get others free. Okay. Don't really have to do anything with this one. That top is still pretty solid. Now, what I will do before I go back to gluing this is I'm going to go in. Oh, they did break, Jake. We were looking at the screws that came out, and Jake said, I wonder why they use short ones there. And I said, actually, I thought they broke, and they did. So you can see what's left of the two screws in there. That's what was offering that little bit of resistance. So we're going to have to get rid of that. That's going to be a problem trying to get those back in. And once we get those out, we can go in and possibly clean these out a little bit more just so we get some fresh wood to glue to. So I finally got enough of this. Yeah. I didn't bother filming all of it, but I beat the snot out of it. I shouldn't have been using a nail set. I should have been using a punch. But I eventually got it loosened enough that I was able to get a hold of the vice grips and tap it out. So I don't know if that was all worth it. Okay, that's all I'm going to do with this part of the equation. All right, before I take this apart, I want to make sure everything gets back in the right order. So I'm just going to put a mark where all of this lines up. It's on the underside, so you're not going to see it. And then I'll take a piece of yellow tape and number everything. So when I do get apart, everything will go back in the right order. Okay, so everything's numbered. There's some marks to align it, and it wouldn't hurt to take a bunch of pictures if you're doing this for the first time, so you know what it's supposed to look like when it goes back together. So now the task is getting it apart. can get that out. We can get a hold of it and didn't do too much damage. So we can just clean those up and that'll go back together. We should be able to get this one apart the same way. Okay, so one of the casualties of doing this is that one pulled off a chip. But I should be able to get that right back in place. Now, I actually have clamps that have rubber pads on them. And I might be able to just put enough pressure directly on that to help get it into position a little bit better. Okay, these are all cleaned out and ready. Now this last one is still, I mean, there's the glue joint is broken because you can feel a little bit of movement, but I'm afraid if I try to take it apart, something else is going to get damaged, and it's close enough to being good that I'm going to try this. So this is thin cyanacrylate, which means it's the consistency of water, and you can buy these little fine tips. What are they called? Whip, which is nice because you can get it exactly where you want it. So I'm going to go in there and it'll wick. And I'm going to put a lot in there. I'll wipe off any of the residue or the runoff. And hopefully that'll go in there and solidify. And I won't have to take this one apart. Now, if there was any great amount of movement, I wouldn't use it because this only works if the parts are touching. And you go up to a thicker consistency and you can't get it to go down inside there. So it's not like that really is an option. Now I'll let that, I'll wipe it off, let it set up, and then I'll go in and do that several times more until hopefully it adheres. Now then, when I pulled some of these apart, the nail actually came out, or came with it. So what I did is simply use my small needle nose and got a hold of the nail and just twisted it like that, leveraging against this, and it pulled out easily. Some of them broke off on the inside. There's one right there. So all I did was grab hold of it with these and just wiggle it back and forth until it broke close enough that it wasn't going to be in the way. Now I need to clean these up, just have a little better fit, and then we can get some glue and think about putting this back together in the order we took it apart. So there's the repair that we did. Wasn't too bad, especially on a chair like this. Now there's a couple things I'm going to do. Number one, I'm going to get smaller number 6 screws. I'll show you the size of them, and I'm going to use that. I'm going to try to find some dark ones so I don't have to worry about seeing the screw head. You don't want a shiny screw, but if you can get one dark like that, it'll blend in. I also have to go in when this is the glue that I'm going to use, Gorilla, and the problem is that it really expands a lot. The last time I tried it, I tried putting masking tape around all the areas leading up to the joint, but it didn't help. So this time I'm going to tape off this area. I'll wax. I use a paste wax on both this piece and around the hole on the other, and hopefully that will make it so the cleanup's easier. Here we go. And remember, this stuff really expands, so a little bit becomes a whole lot. And I'm guilty of putting in too much and then having a whole bunch to get rid of. So I'm just making sure that there's a good coating all the way up and down. All right, so part of the process of this glue is A, not to use too much, And B, you have to dampen the opposite piece. So I've got an even, light even coating in there. That's number 5. So I'm going to take the opposite piece, and I've just got a wet, thought I had it wet, a wet rag, and just dampen it. Okay, line those two up. Now, 2 and 2. Is that down? Yeah, it is. There's the marks. So I'm squirting some in there, and I drop my Q-tip, and then spread that around, and make sure you get really good, even distribution. It won't go where you don't put it. Number 2. And the line is down there. So that's 2. I already got dummy. Number 1 is right here. Put the glue where you want it to be. I wouldn't call these exceptionally well cut holes. Okay, now get my bench wet. If we can get off. No, I don't have a. Take it off of this one. Just something to hold that. Like I said, we're not trying to do anything other than keep it together until the glue dries. So I'm well up above the joint, but that allows me to hold onto that area where the clamp will bite. Now I want to have one across there, and these aren't long enough, so I'll have to get a different clamp. And these have got little rubber pads on them, which will help prevent marring the wood, but they may not hold this one with the swivel. Oh. Okay, those are down tight. Nothing we need to do there. Now I'm going to let this set up. It's going to take at least 24 hours. This is sat for at least a couple of days. Now the good news is the wax idea worked. So I'm just using a piece of wood. Actually, I was hoping not to scratch it. And that stuff comes off based on what I did last time. This is actually really easy. See, that just flakes off. I'll do that again in the future. Okay, I think I am going to approach this one the same way. I'm going to do it from the back, so it's not going to be nearly as noticeable. And I'll go right through like this, and that'll have lots of meat. So we get this started. Longer than the and we'll go in here. Go too far. So we want to go to the end of the thread, or end of the flutes. Remember, this is just to add a little bit of reinforcement. I'm going to use this one actually. I think it'll stick better. Just going to reinforce that glue joint. All right, an hour, maybe an hour. Some Gorilla Glue. And I'm sorry I can't tell you where I got these, but it's a finished screw, I believe. But they're really tough, small head, dark, easy to conceal. And this 41-year-old chair should maybe give me another 40 years of life. It's not a great chair, but at least back then everything was solid wood, so worth putting a little bit of time in to save. Get it before it goes too far, and it's a lot easier. The taking apart part is probably the more difficult. You don't want to make more of a mess than what you already have, but have a go at it. Hope this helps. See you. If you like my work and enjoy my style of teaching, click on any one of these videos and help take your woodworking to the next level. I've always said, better tools make the job so much easier. If you click on the link below, the chisel and plane icon, it'll take you to our site and introduce you to all the tools that we actually manufacture right here in our shop. It'll also give you information on our online and in-person workshops.